Welcome back, Super Friends and Super Family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 1. I am so pumped to be getting into the next season of Buffy. I mean, Season 4 was... it was a crazy season. Talked about this before, kind of discussing season 4, so I won't get too much into it, but there was a randomness factor that happened in a lot of the season 4 episodes, and I enjoyed season 4. I have seen some comments somewhat bashing season 4 of Buffy. I'm not really on board with that. I still have to think about all the seasons more, and I will do that in depth at some point, probably on a live stream. But at this point, I think my favorite season, I think it's season 2. I just thought that having Dracula and obviously Spike, but Dracula is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite villains. And then the conflict, the emotional challenge that Buffy had to deal with facing Angel, that was just so good. I mean, season 3 was also excellent, and like I said, I enjoyed season 4 quite a bit. I'm not a big thumbs up for me for the whole season. And some things that I didn't really expect that I'm excited to see how they progress in this 5th season is I actually was thinking maybe season 4 after Adam. Oh, we will miss his monologues, won't we? Adam monologuing, talking about how good he is. Oh. I thought that maybe the last episode of season 4 of Buffy would have to do with Riley and Buffy's relationship, and I thought maybe things are gonna not end so well because I think they're gonna break up, just like I think Xander and Anya are going to break up, but maybe not. And I am kind of gonna stand firm in my position of defending Riley. Like I said before, not in my top characters, but I think he's a good dude, and I like what they did with this character in season 4, where they took this guy who basically all his life was working for this organization and following orders and doing what he's told, and that's it, not questioning anything. And by the end of the season, he learns to break free from that. If you were raised like that and you were being drugged by your professor for how many years, it would be extremely difficult to throw away that whole belief system. But I like that he had the courage to do that and the love for Buffy to do that. So I will be interested to see where we pick up with obviously Buffy and Riley's relationship, and just in life, all the Scoobies, see, are they gonna work in season 5 at staying close together? Is that going to be a conflict similar to season 4, where as you grow up and those friendships grow apart slightly and you get caught up in your own life and your own relationships? I am hoping, of course, that Giles will be in it, but I'm kind of hoping he's still in midlife crisis mode, although it would be nice for him to get out of that slump. But I mean, drunk Giles, singing Giles, depressed Giles, it brings me joy. So his sadness helps me. I don't know. What does that make me? I don't know. This is getting weird. And then Tara and Willow, obviously, I hope that Tara is back. I don't think Oz will show up, but I'm never going to say never after he showed up randomly, to just so surprise me in season 4. But one of the highlights for me, for sure, and I promise I'll wrap this up and then get into the episode, but one of the highlights for me for the entire season 4 was the final episode. It is one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. I mean, that even if you hated every single episode, you hated Adam, you hated Riley, you hated college, if you hated all of season 4, I think you have to at least admire the final episode. So much so, it's so unique and so well directed. I mean, one of probably the best directed episode of Buffy. I mean, Hush is a great episode too, but to be honest, in my personal opinion, the final episode is miles ahead. It's easily my favorite episode of season 4, and one of my favorite episodes of Buffy in general, and not just because of how unique the premise was and how interesting it was and how it dove into the kind of the subconscious and emotional struggles of all the main characters in a very creative and interesting way, but behind the work, the camera work, the cinematography, this immersion of feeling like you're in this state of a dream and uncertainty and subconscious. I thought that was incredibly well done on a TV budget, especially, So that really good episode. And ending the season like that, now leading into season 5, I'm not sure if it's going to tie in directly in any way. I don't exactly think so. There is kind of the tease of what a Slayer is that's in the back of my mind now, and, we did see Buffy at a stage of power, united with her friends that we had never seen before when she defeated Adam. I mean, she was basically Neo. So are we going to see more of that in season 5? What's going to happen? I don't know, but I'm very, very excited to get into this new season. As always, the full reaction to this is up on Patreon if you want to support. And any episodes that aren't here on YouTube, those are also out on Patreon if you want to check those out. For now, let's get into today's reaction. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episode 1. Where are you running, Buffy? She's like, I'm just exercising. No. She's like, I just needed to get that out of my system. Slay a vampire, come back, sleep like a baby. That's such an interesting cold open, though, for this season. Is it because Buffy has such a strong sense of duty she needs to go slay a vampire before she can rest? Or is it something else? Will Faith be in this season? That's another thing. We're gonna have a Top Gun scene?
Anybody ever told Team U the quarterback throws like a girl?
I do.
You should have said nothing. You should have said nothing.
I'm exhausted just looking at those two. All the splashing and jumping and running. Shouldn't relaxing involve less exertion?
Exertion can lead to sweatiness.
Which can cause the pain and heartbreak of stinkiness, or to just stay put.
I think we've just put our finger on why we're the sidekicks.
Football on the beach is fun.
Buffy slayed the football.
Where's my burger?
The fire's not cooperating.
Nis incente.
Well, that's cheating, but very cool.
Out. Which food?
It's no big. It's one you don't wind up causing.
Are you serious?
Do it! I didn't do it!
Did she do it? If she did do it, that is incredible power. Be careful, Willow, if you can just change the weather. Oh no. What monster is in that coffin?
Good soul. You tried. Please. Good job.
You guys might not survive for long.
Dirt around, but we'll turn it on its side. Rich people.
Is that a free horror movie sound effect from YouTube? They couldn't afford a different one?
Obstinate bloody machine simply refused to work for me.
I've been there, Giles.
I want to see this puppy go.
Start with it.
But now? Doesn't winter seem more like archiving season?
Yes.
You don't have to, Willow. You're welcome to leave.
Giles, don't guilt trip her.
It's fine.
Oh, poor Giles.
Labeling the amulets and indexing. I draw the line at making giant rubber band balls. That's real.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Might go better if you left the house.
Mustn't repeat what I'm about to say. Especially not to Buffy.
What are you about to say?
You promise?
Well, I guess now that I know there's something to know, I can't not know just because I'm afraid somebody will know I know.
But you can refuse to hear, maybe.
I want you and the others to have everything you need at your fingertips. See, I'm going back to England.
No, you're not. He better not be.
But you can't. You're Buffy's watcher.
Buffy doesn't need me anymore. Quite proud, actually.
You are very useful, Giles. I mean, you should be proud, but...
But the rest of us, we still need to be watched. Personally, I can't get through a day without a little hairy eyeball.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it's just not so. You'll be fine. You all will. We'll stay in touch. Just call me whenever you like.
I swear, you better not have left the show.
When are you gonna tell Buffy?
Soon. It'll be easy, but I know she'll understand.
Thanks, Mom. Everything was yummy.
Yes, Joyce. Joyce is in the show.
I would, but I kind of have to get out on patrol.
Now it's 8:30.
Well, vamps don't really care what time it is. Dark equals dinner bell.
Something's up with Buffy. Something's not right. Like, she's...
I'm gonna have to get used to this place without you again. It gets so quiet.
Maybe we should make a regular date of this when school starts. I'm sorry. Duty calls. It's a total drag.
It reminds me so much of the first episode of season 2. What now? Dang, careful! Okay, she's got this. Good stunt work.
Very impressive, huh?
Who is this? The new big bad?
That was no hunt. That was just another day on the job. Care to step up for some overtime?
We're not going to fight.
Do you know what a slayer is?
Do you?
No. I want to know more.
Who are you?
I apologize. I assumed you knew. I'm Dracula.
What? The Dracula.
Get out.
I love Buffy's reaction.
What if somebody had a secret and that somebody promised somebody else?
Oh, Willow. Oh, Willow. I already know you're gonna tell Xander.
You're Dracula. The guy, the count.
I am.
He doesn't look like he's laughing at all.
I fought more than a couple pimply, overweight vamps that call themselves Lestat.
You know who I am, as I would know without question that you are Buffy Summers.
You've heard of me?
Naturally.
Your reputation precedes you.
Nah. Really?
Celebrity status.
I came to meet the renowned killer.
Yeah, I prefer the term Slayer. Killer just sounds so
Naked.
like I paint clowns or something. I'm the good guy, remember?
Perhaps, but your power is rooted in darkness. You must feel it.
Now I want to know more.
You know what I feel? Bored.
Okay, it's not gonna be that easy, Buffy. Come on. He's a legend for a reason.
Okay, that's cheating.
Hey, Buff, what's up?
You look like you just
Get out of here, now.
Fine, but I was gonna give you a sip of my double.
Careful, careful, careful.
And you? Hi.
Dracula, meet the Scoobies.
No, we're not going to leave. Where'd you get that accent? Sesame Street? 3 victims,
Careful who you're mocking, bro.
I'm pretty sure that's Dracula.
Wow, really? Hey, sorry, man. I was just joking around.
This is not the time.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I will see you soon.
Oh, dang, you can turn into a bat. Okay.
I told you he'd heard of me, right? Count Famous heard of me.
Couldn't believe it the first 20 times you told us.
I mean, come on, I would be excited too.
I'm sorry. My Rapido girl.
It's not that surprising that he's heard of you, Buffy. You are the Slayer.
I didn't know Dracula was alive. Did Giles know?
made it sound sexy.
Dark, penetrating eyes.
You thought Dracula was sexy?
Oh, Tara, don't be jealous.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Willow's sweet.
All dark and handsome thing.
Yucko.
How would you know?
Oh, we hung out a few times.
Oh, really? You know?
No, once or twice. Pretty cool from a whole evil thing perspective.
Please. He was no big whoop.
If Dracula is dating Dracula right now, that'd actually be perfect.
That was awesome.
Yes, it must have been. Yes, I must admit, I'm sorry I missed that.
Me too. The whole time I was thinking, gosh, I wish Giles were here. He'd know what to do. Didn't you guys?
Actually, I was more thinking bat.
How come he can do that?
I have no idea. There's a great deal of myth about Dracula. Imagine the trick to defeat lies in separating fact from the fiction.
That is so Giles to think of something like that. That we would have never.
Slow with Dracula. But he said that we would meet again, but I would like to avoid that until we do some serious homework.
He may have a bunch of swell party tricks, but he's still just a vampire.
No. I say Riley, hush.
Oh, Buffy's right. Dracula's too slick to fall for the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on. No killing until we know exactly what we're dealing
You're not just saying that because of those dark, penetrating eyes of his.
Oh my gosh.
with. No, his eyes were.
Okay.
There was no penetration. Crossed my heart.
All right. You and Tara find out everything you can about the actual legend of Vlad the Impaler on the internet. I'll check the library.
If the initiative was still around, we'd be able to find everything on this guy in a few hours.
Oh, the initiative sucks, please.
Guys will reconvene here in the morning. All right.
What's your plan?
I'll see you in the morning.
Donut.
I doubt he'd remember me. I was just...
Oh my gosh.
Did say that this guy I cursed was doomed forever, which was really sweet.
Adorable.
It was
Demon romance.
like a human minivan. I should just mention my name.
Oh, Dracula can take a lot of different shapes, right?
Or better yet, why don't you just go sit on top of a crypt and flaunt your neck cleavage until Dracula shows up. Then you two can talk private.
Oh, please don't tell me you're jealous.
Just because you're panting over the guy.
I am not panting. Not being silly. I'll see you tomorrow.
You don't want to come back to my place?
White stay, remember? It makes me nauseous.
I suppose Dracula doesn't use bleach, huh? He's a darks only man.
Is Dracula gonna go after Anya? Or maybe Xander?
Great.
Not cool.
Perfect. You know what? You're not so big. One round of old-fashioned fisticuffs, I bet you'd fold like a bitty baby. Okay.
This is not smart.
Come on, puffy shirt. Pucker on up, because you can kiss your pale ass good.
Silence.
Yes, master. No, that's not
You will be my emissary, my eyes and ears in daylight.
your emissary.
Serve me well. You will be rewarded. I will make you an immortal.
Oh.
A child
Okay.
of darkness that feeds on life itself, on blood.
Blood.
So a vampire.
Yes, I will serve you, your excellent spookiness. Or master, I'll just stick with master.
You are strange and off-putting. Go now.
But
Xander? He pulled a Batman, okay?
what an exit. Guy's a genius.
Xander's under a spell, right? He's not just fanboying and serving Dracula, is he?
You can take the boy out of the initiative. Can't take the initiative out of the boy.
I'm looking for some information. Might pay a little.
With what, cigarettes?
What can you tell me about Dracula?
Fancy bugger owes me 11 pounds for one thing.
You know him?
We're old rivals.
Really?
But then he got famous, forgot all about his foe. That glory hound's done more harm to vampires than any slayer. His story gets out, and suddenly everybody knows how to kill us. Drax in Sunny. I guess the old boy needed closure after all.
Closure?
Well, you're not going to catch him napping in a crypt. Has to have his luxury estate and his bug eaters and his special dirt, doesn't he?
So you're saying I should check out mansions, that sort of thing?
I'm saying you should go home with your super honey. Have a nice, safe snog. You're out of your depth on this one, boy.
I think Spike is actually right here.
You've helped Buffy before, so she has a problem with killing you now that you're helpless. I don't.
Riley, do not kill Spike. He is so much cooler.
I'd like to see you try.
Would you?
He's not here already, is he? Oh my gosh.
You are magnificent.
Bet you say that before you bite all the girls.
Probably.
No, you are different. Kindred.
He probably says that too.
Kindred. Hardly.
Pull your hair back.
Dang, he has power even over her.
This isn't how I usually fight. Waft in here with your music video wind and your hypno eye.
Yep.
I have searched the world over for you. I have yearned for a creature whose darkness rivals my own.
What is the power of slayers?
He was
Unworthy.
What, only you are worthy, oh great count?
He let you go.
Obviously.
But the embrace, you remember?
No.
Do not fight.
Come on, Buffy, snap out of it.
I can feel your hunger.
Where's Riley? Somebody. Seriously? Did that seriously just happen? No one came and saved her? That wasn't a dream. There's no way. Check for the bite. Check for the bite. That's the first thing I would do. See, it was real.
It's a jelly one. You want it?
That's how he handed the donut?
Yeah, I did a little research too. Dracula likes to live in style. It means we can rule out the usual dumps vampires haunt.
I'm guessing he's laying low.
Actually, my research backs Riley up. Drac isn't the lay low type.
He's a prima donna vampire.
Just kind of looked right through you. Didn't you feel it, Buffy?
A jealous look from Riley. Come on. Oh my gosh.
You didn't feel it. I think you're drawing a lot of crazy conclusions about the unholy prince, Bader.
Point is that
Oh, Xander, you are so far gone.
Dracula's gifting these ladies with his own blood. And blood is life. According to them.
Come on, they have to notice how weird he's acting.
just be aware that he tends to form a relationship with his prey. It's not enough for him to take.
That's interesting. I'm gonna go find him.
You shouldn't go by yourself, Buffy. I mean, this guy's seriously dangerous.
It's cool. I got it.
Take off that scarf. You're under the thrall of the Dark Prince.
I am not under the thrall of the dark.
Then take off the scarf.
Go with me. This is ridiculous.
Well, now everyone knows.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because she didn't want to worry us, right, Buffster? It's nothing. It's just a scratch.
2 deep, punctury scratches.
And she should have told them.
You're saying Dracula has some sort of freaky mind control over her? You're watching too many creature features, man.
His control over me, even though a big part of me is...
Renfield over here eating all the bugs.
But with Angel, I mean, it's understandable that there would be transfer. I mean, they're both broody immortals.
I am not transferry. I swear to you, I'm your girl, and I'm gonna stay that way.
But you are not going.
Buffy's not going to turn into a vampire this season, is she? Is she?
Search for Dracula, and Willow, you and Tara could do a protection spell at Buffy's house to prevent him from returning.
Got it.
Where are their spells strong enough to stop Dracula?
He seemed so nice and normal. A little pale.
Good Sunnydale rule of thumb. Avoid white skin men.
I'm not like this. I don't invite strange men over for coffee. It's hard today. Sometimes you just feel like giving up on men altogether.
They could understand that, no?
Another bust.
And it's getting dark.
Be here here slayer sitting while the other guys get to look for Dracula. Look, I mean, I'm the one who knows him. I'm the one who had a really good look at him.
What? What would Dr. Phil say about this relationship?
This whole deal where I gotta be immortal. You cool with that?
Take me to him.
Is Buffy under that strong of an influence as well? There's something to do with the origin of Slayer powers that's connected to either Dracula or vampires in general, based off what Dracula was saying.
I deliver the Slayer. So now comes the immortality, right?
I knew you'd come.
Why?
I hope you have a plan, Buffy.
Because I'm under your thrall? Well, guess again, pal.
Put the stake down.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Right.
I mean, how do you beat a villain who's this strong?
It was not you. I did that. I did that because I wanted to. Maybe I should rethink that thrall thing.
You know what I've never noticed before? A castle?
A big honking castle.
Yeah, that is kind of obvious. Did he just bring his house with him? Who the...
Stay away from me.
Are you afraid I will bite you?
I mean, anyone with common sense would be.
That's why you came.
No, last night. It's not gonna happen again.
Stop me. Stake me.
Any minute now.
She's trying, you're mind controlling her.
Because you're famous?
Because you do not want...
My friends are...
They're here. They will not find us. We are alone. Always alone. There's so much I have to teach you. Your history. What your body is capable of.
I don't need to know.
You long to.
I mean, I do kind of want to know.
And you will have eternity to discover yourself. But first, a little taste.
Dang, his voice sounded creepy like that.
I didn't mean for me.
Nobody harms my master.
Master?
You want him? You come through me.
Oh, poor Xander, man. He's just under a spell. Gets Mike Tyson'd. Jeez.
Good show, child. At least you didn't get knocked out for a change.
Don't speak too soon. Who knows who's down here? It's way too dark.
You would be the three sisters, yes?
Oh, it's the evil vampires' evil mistresses.
Excellent, right? I'd heard that you were myth. Obviously erroneous.
Power so near to our own. Never once wanted to know what we fight for. Never even a taste.
Don't do it, Buffy.
I drink that.
I've not drunk enough for you to change. Must be near death to become one of us. And that comes only when you plead for it.
I'm not hungry.
No, your craving goes deeper than that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's like smoking one cigarette, then you could be hooked for life.
What's to come? You haven't even begun.
It's like the tree of good and evil. Don't eat the apple. Here we go. It's happening. There's no going back. Pandora's box wide open. What is it? What is it?
That was gross.
You are resisting.
Looks like.
Come here. Come to me.
You know, I really think the thrall has gone out of our relationship.
Oh, good. Was it really that easy?
What is this?
My true nature. You want taste?
Not so tough, are you now, Dracula? Oh, I guess he is still pretty strong.
Buffy, are you in?
Giles! Giles!
Giles is like, why did you need to interrupt? Why? Sorry.
Okay.
Come on!
My shoe. Silly me, I'll just pop.
No, sir!
No. Leave the shoe. Yes.
A guy like you should think about going electric. Seriously.
True. He pulls his vanishing trick. Coward. Oh, no way!
How do you like my darkness now?
Is that it? R.I.P. to Dracula just like that? The legendary vampire dead. So much for being the big bad of the season. Okay.
Chock full of free will.
And Dracula?
Dust.
Where is he? Where's the creep that turned me into a spider-eating man-bitch?
He's gone.
Damn it! You know what? I'm sick of being the guy who eats insects and gets the funny syphilis. I'm finished being everybody's butt monkey.
More about monkey.
It could have been worse. At least you weren't making time with the Dracula babes like Giles here.
I was just about to kill those loathsome creatures when Riley interrupted.
I would rather be Giles than Xander, no?
Of course not. I was in complete control.
I mean, they both were under a spell. It's neither of their faults. But something is up with Buffy, right? She saw some type of dark. What, Dracula's back from the dead?
You think I don't watch your movies? You always come back. I'm standing right here.
Wait, how many times can Dracula come back?
Actually, I have something to tell you.
I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, well, you go first, by all means.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't been training, and I haven't really needed to come to you for help.
I agree.
But he's still so useful.
I've been going out a lot, every night.
Patrolling.
Hunting. That's
Yeah.
Dracula called it.
That's an important distinction.
He understood my power better than I do. He saw darkness in it. I need to know more.
Does Giles know more?
About where I come from, about the other Slayers. I mean, maybe if I can learn to control this thing, I could be stronger, I could be better. But I'm scared. Now it's gonna be hard, and I can't do it without you.
Oh,
I need your help.
you can't retire, Giles.
I need you to be my watcher again. Boy, I just keep talking, don't I? I'm sorry, you had something you wanted to say.
No. He had nothing to say.
No, that's nothing.
That moment meant so much to Giles, too. The fact that Buffy told him that. You might have just single-handedly ended his midlife crisis, Buffy.
Okay, have a good time.
What movie? What are you gonna see?
What are you doing here?
Buffy, if you're going out, why don't you take your sister?
What?
Mom!
Buffy has a sister? Did I miss something? Am I forgetting something? What happened? Since when does Buffy have a sister? Oh, right. So that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episode 1. What an insane episode. I mean, it was crazy and not what I expected. We had Dracula show up, but it also went completely not what I thought it was going to be after Dracula first showed up. But we had Dracula, and that's kind of crazy. I feel like in a show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I should have seen that coming, and I think there's a reaction. I think in Season 1, I actually wondered aloud if Dracula was in the show, but I completely forgot about it. It's kind of like Faith at the beginning of Season 4 of Buffy. I remember wondering, like, oh, is Faith going to be in this season? And then I completely forgot about her, and then she showed up, and it was such a nice surprise. A similar thing happened with Dracula, but of course, we have the legendary great Count Vampire himself. It makes sense that in a later season of the show, that celebrity vampire would show up to be an antagonist to face off with Buffy. And that was just a nice surprise. It was exciting. He seemed so powerful. I liked the angle of focusing in on Dracula's powers, of his power to persuade and entrap people and kind of cast them under this spell. You know, it always makes a more engaging and also oftentimes more threatening villain, in my opinion, when they can mess with people's minds and control people either psychologically or through a spell, as opposed to just having this Hulk-like strength and can throw people around. But I like that. I think that this Dracula definitely had some presence and was intimidating, and I like how he knew Buffy by reputation. That just makes sense to me. If you're a vampire who reads any type of demon newspapers or has demon Twitter or whatever demons do to get their news and learn about what's going on in their communities, like, of course you would know Buffy, the person who, from your perspective, has killed more of your kind than practically anyone in human history. I mean, I'm sure Van Helsing, maybe a few other Slayers in previous years, but Buffy is up there as like the top 100 celebrities who have murdered the most of your kind for vampires. She's in all of those lists, and she's also trending right now, so of course you would have heard of Buffy. But I just like that little touch, how he knows her and knows her reputation, and I also like how he's drawn to her. And it kind of is teasing more of how we left off with Season 4, with the question of what exactly is a Slayer? What is the origin of Slayer powers? And I like that because that had me very interested. And so I feel like that's definitely going to be a focus point for Season 5. And I'm curious, I don't know. I feel like if I had to speculate, based off what Dracula was saying, somehow Slayers are connected to the very demons that they're slaying. I don't know how exactly. I don't think Slayers are vampires. Of course not. They don't burn up in the sun. They don't need to be invited places. But if I had to guess, based off kind of what Dracula was saying and the fact that he's talking about this darkness inside her, there's some dark force or a mingling with a dark power that started this tradition of these slayers and their powers, which is interesting and could be dangerous, and make things complicated, right? And then the fact that Buffy, you know, drank Dracula's blood too, that's kind of big. I had two kind of expectations as I was reaching kind of the end of this episode. The first was I was worried Buffy was going to turn into a vampire, or maybe eventually she would. But what I actually thought was going to happen is when she drank Dracula's blood, I was like, maybe she's going to realize the truth of what being a slayer is and be more sympathetic towards vampires, or become kind of dark and villainous herself. You know, kind of like season 2, episode 1, but a more extreme version. Or I thought that... What else did I think? I'm forgetting my own theories while watching the show. Or I thought, you know, maybe she could resist, but Dracula could be set up as the new big bad of the show, and there would be that temptation to the dark side and that curiosity on Buffy's sake to discover more about her powers from Dracula's influence, and that could be something that she struggles with for the whole season. But, yeah, my predictions are just bad. They just suck, because neither of those things happened. You know, Buffy drank Dracula's blood, but in classic Buffy style, she just, you know, made a nice quip and started kicking butt the second, you know, like it was no big deal. Many villains have encountered that. You know, they do something that they expect is going to be so cool and so intimidating to Buffy, and then she just laughs in their face. So classic Buffy move. That was a nice subversion. It was very satisfying. But then she actually stakes Dracula. But then I get that it was a comedic gag, but Dracula kept coming back from the dead and Buffy kept staking him. I guess I'm left to wonder, is Dracula dead? Is he ever able to be dead? Is he supposed to be taken seriously now? Is he going to show up later in the season? I kind of feel like that's done with Dracula, because after the way they ended this season, where she's just staking him and like showing up before he can teleport to a new location, you know, she's kind of just mocking him and belittling him as a villain. So like, if he shows up in the next episode trying to be super badass, I don't know how seriously I'm going to be able to take him. So if I had to guess now, I don't think Dracula is going to be in this season more. I think we're going to go a different direction, and Dracula was more of a storytelling device that was cool just to have name drop Dracula in the show, but also to start the question of what slayers are, because I think that might be a big focus for the season, and it definitely has me curious and excited to learn more. I feel like we probably won't get an answer right away, which is frustrating because I do want to know the answer. But of course, you know, good TV, you don't just want to give the audience what they want right away. You got to pace things and make them build up with anticipation and theories. That's part of the whole formula for making good storytelling. So I'm assuming it'll take some time, but that is an interesting focus for sure for this season. I also had a crazy slight suspicion that Buffy, when she drank Dracula's blood, she was going to kill Dracula and then was going to act normal with her friends. But actually what had happened is that it triggered something, either a memory or some dark power, and she might have some serious tendencies to the dark side, but be keeping them from her friends. And that could be an interesting angle. Kind of like how I was really surprised how Angelus, I guess, turned into the big bad for season 2, and that caught me by surprise. It would be a huge subversion if Buffy somehow became the big bad of the season. Could that work? I mean, that's a story choice, if it was done well, I would like, because it's gutsy and it's crazy and it would be so surprising. But could Buffy be an antagonist? Would that make sense? Or is that just too crazy? You know, do I just like some of those crazy plot twists? I don't know. But I am very, very happy that Joyce was in this episode, because I really thought she got sidelined for basically all of season 4. That was probably one of my big critiques. So she's an interesting character. And speaking of Joyce, I have to speak of how they ended this episode, which is kind of crazy. We end with Buffy's sister. And I swear I have the worst memory, and I sometimes don't notice things that are happening right in screen in front of my face while filming a reaction. So maybe they talked about Buffy's sister. Maybe there was even an episode with Buffy's sister. I don't think so. But as far as I can remember, at least to me, at this point, I don't remember anything at all about Buffy having a sister. So, I mean, I know her dad, who we saw little glimpses of in a few episodes, and how he's kind of distant, and, you know, he enjoys her, obviously divorced, and I liked hearing some of that kind of sadness with her home life. It just gave some good depth to her character. But she has a younger sister? That's crazy. And what does that mean now? I mean, that could be a whole new character. I don't know what to expect. That kind of, it was definitely a good way to end off the first episode, to leave me wanting more and to see what happens next. But yeah, I'd say a very, very strong start for this new season. Very exciting start, kind of like a very effective teaser for the rest of the season. So I'm just excited to jump in and discover more. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. As always, the full unedited reactions, as well as future reactions, episodes of Buffy and Angel, all on Patreon. If you want to support the channel, help me out and enjoy those. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.